So Shaggy SoCal with 2Old4Forza. Give me 1 second. I need to reset the headset to get the audio and video synced up. So give me one moment. Okay. Right, give me 1 second. There's something going on here because I'm not hearing. Maybe just me. Let me play with my headset for a second while you. There we go. And it might just be me with the volume as far as just like I'm not hearing the game. Why am I not hearing the game? Because it's stupid me. And putting the headset on and turn the volume down. So hey, Shaggy SoCal with 2Old4Forza, and heading into this is the first of two track guides for week 4, rounds 7 and 8 for the season of Thursday Night Thunder with Forza. And in the 1976 Ferrari 312 T2. So first race of the night is going to be at Le Mans Bugatti circuit. So we finished our German swing, so we're moving westward to Western Europe. We'll start at here at the Le Mans Bugatti circuit, and then hop over the channel to Brands Hatch. So we'll do Bugatti first. I think that's the first race of the evening. Same structure as I always do. I'm going to go run a couple out laps just to kind of refamiliarize myself with the circuit. I already did some test laps before. Talk about a couple of things there. Then I'll do the slow, track walk where I will kind of stop at each corner, point out things. If you've seen previous Bugatti track guides, you're going to hear a lot of the same stuff, but certainly the car is a little different. And then finally, I'm going to do my own practice race against Forza's drivatars, just to kind of, get the feel for what a race is going to, the distance. Also, hopefully, set up some passing situations so I can kind of learn what I can get away with and what I can't. So, with that, let me just go ahead and let's go into test. I still need to adjust the volume a little bit. Okay, so Dunlop curve here into the Dunlop chicane. I don't think you can do this flat. If you do, you're going to go way wide and be out of position for the chicane here. That could have been a little better. That was pretty good. Still cold tires. These next two corners are the hardest ones for me to get right consistently. Just they're weird, or I'm just not that good. And it's probably more the latter than the former. The next corner here, this is an increasing radius turn, so sharp on entry, but it opens up on exit. But the car's going to understeer if you get back to the throttle too soon. Down to the double apex hairpin, brake just before the green tarmac on the right side. First part, you can miss the apex in the first part. You don't want to miss the apex in the second part, but you still need to be careful on the throttle getting out. Even in third gear, it will spin tires up. Heading down to the next chicane. Still haven't found a good static resource there. Just did that in third. You might be able to do it in fourth if you get the braking right. Brake right at the start of the curving on the left side. I'm going to keep it in third here. You could go to second, but I kind of like third there. Still need to be careful getting the throttle. Second gear for the final hairpin. Again, the double apexer. Use the bit of the curving there. Get on the front straight and hopefully not kick the back end of the car out. Let's do one more lap at speed. Now that the tires warmed up a little bit. Use as much of this tarmac as I get allowed to. A slight lock in the brake there. I missed that apex. That's a little better. Still going in there a little too quick. Completely missed that. Quick right for the green. Use a lot of that curving, but you really don't want to get back to the throttle. That was second gear. I probably should do that third. see how it goes. Let's go on the slow track walk here. You could do this in second, but you're really high in the gear range. All right, so that's just 2 quick out laps with Bugatti. So let's kind of break it down, and here you want to show how much of a geek I am with these track guides now. I actually printed out, because I always forget, like turn numbers, and it helps me. It'll make me sound more impressive when I can pronounce the names of the corners. Though my French is horrible, so we'll see how that goes. But heading up the first part, heading up, you've got the Dunlop curve here to the right that leads into the Dunlop chicane. So again, as I said, this car, again, 70s F1 car, it has downforce, just not as much as you would expect it to. It has mechanical grip, but just not as much as you would expect it to. So you kind of deal with that. The car's going to understeer if you carry too much speed in, and then the slow corners, you got to be really careful getting back to the throttle so that you can spin the rear tires up. So for the Dunlop chicane, I'm actually going to, unlike the last year with Mazda when we raced Le Mans, where we could pretty much do this flat and almost take any line through it because the car had so much downforce. This one doesn't. So I'm actually probably early in the race. I'm probably not going to cross over the line all that much, but as I get more comfortable, I will cheat this line out, where I will use as much of this runoff as I can without violating track limits. So what I'm looking for, as far as the Dunlop curve, you can kind of see the blend line here on the pit exit, and that's kind of what I'm keying off of. When we get into the mock race and get into the laps, you'll see where this blend line intersects with the braking line guidance is. So I think it's a little past where it turns red. I'm trying to get the car out here to the left side. As I get to the blend line here, that's when I'm going to turn the car in, but I'm going to let off the throttle. If I try to do this full throttle, the car is going to push. So I'm going to crank a heck of a lot more steering in on the front tires and really scrub and wear the front tires out, where it's just easier. Release the throttle, get the car to turn in, and probably right as you get to the apex, you're going to be able to roll right back into the throttle, back to full throttle. The whole goal is I'm not going to take it as a traditional curve and go all the way out to the left side. I'm going to late apex it. I want to exit the Dunlop curve on the right side. The car's pointed straight on the right side, setting up for the chicane. Again, for me, it's all about, if I can get the car in position and balanced before the next set of corners, it's going to make those corners easier. Versus if I go all the way out to the left, either I have to bring the car all the way back right, which is going to throw the weight to the left side of the car, then brake, and then get it back, and then throw the weight to the other side to make the left-hand corner into the chicane, or I have to take a really compromised shallow line in. It's just better, lift the throttle, get the car, get it on the right side, set it straight, heading into the braking for the Dunlop chicane. Braking here is about, again, I always use the total signs to kind of, with the braking line, kind of select which total sign. If I can't see the braking line with total sign, should I brake? What's the point of no return? And for me, show you how prepared I was. I printed out a track map, but I didn't put the battery back in the controller so that I could do that. So I'm always using the total signs for the course condition light there. It's just before that big total sign passes out of my view. It's about where I'm looking to brake. At first, I was using the first total sign. You can brake just past that or before that one. The only thing I don't like about the signboards that are on the track is, again, we're going to be using the full pit lane exit. So there's a good chance that signboards might get taken out during the race. So if you can find something off track, if you can't see the braking line or you want that additional reference, that total sign is probably a good one. The light pole or the course condition light, that's way too late. If you're braking as you're getting to that, you're going to go straight off. You're going to go off in the gravel. So with that, again, you'll be in fifth gear, brake, down to third. Actually, I'm in second right now. But this, I think in rhythm. This is a third gear. The Dunlop chicane you want to take it in third. Mainly, the car will be a little more relaxed. You can be you'll have a little more play with the throttle as far as how you might be able to be a little more aggressive getting back to the throttle. But even in third, you still got wheel spin risk. So what I'm trying to do, and even in the demo laps, I haven't really done it, is on the turn in. Again, the Dunlop chicane curves are fairly flat. You know, you're going to get a bit of noise getting over them. The car's going to, you're going to feel some vibration there. But I'm trying to, because it's a left-right, I'm going to sacrifice it as best I can this initial left-hander so that I can really set up the right-hander out of the Dunlop chicane and carry a lot of speed, over the hill, down to the next corner. Won't always happen. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to carry too much speed and bring the car wide. So at best, when you make this left-hander, excuse me, try and keep it to the left side if you can, or at least left of center. If you go all the way to the right, you're good luck, because again, you're gonna then have to severely compromise your exit out. It's gonna kill your speed out. It's gonna set you up for somebody to pass you on exit. So try to keep it to the left side. That'll open this up. Still third gear, and I wasn't paying attention to exactly what I was doing with my feet. I don't think I think it's one of these is that once you get your braking down, you roll in. You might roll in the throttle a little bit, but I don't think there's any braking you need to do in between the chicane. It just might be get the car set, just lift the throttle and turn in, and then slowly kind of roll back in to figure, how much gas you can give it. But I'm going to try and use a lot of this inside the curving as the game's going to let me roll back in. But it won't be until I pretty much have the car out to the left side and straight is when I'm going to fully commit back to the throttle. Because even in third, especially if I'm getting on the curbing and it upsets the car a little bit, trying to immediately stab the throttle is just going to spin the rears up and send the back end out to the left side. That would not be fun. So that's the Dunlop chicane, curved Dunlop chicane. Heading down, these next couple of corners are the most difficult for me to get consistently. So for me, the setup is, pardon me, maybe that'll help. For me, the setup is always I'm gonna hug the left side here as we crest the hill and we start going down the hill. And actually, this one is called Dunlop chicane. So this is turn 4 coming up, and it is in the actually this would be the easiest one. I won't butcher this one. Who knows? Maybe I will. Is La Chapelle. So think this is Dave Chappelle's corner. La Chapelle. So I'm going to keep it to the left side here. What I'm trying to do is, as the curbing ends on the left side, I'm going to then start bringing the car back across the center of the track, setting up for the braking for the entry to turn 4 here. Now, what I'm trying to find, I don't know, a lot of times it'll stick out more at speed, but a lot of times the very first yellow tire bundle sticks out as being just a little bit more yellow than the rest of it. So sometimes I would always kind of use that as I get to it. I probably need to brake as you're getting to the inside curving. It's probably about where you need to start braking. The hard part, at least the challenge for me, is you don't want to be all the way to the inside when you get to the brakes, because even here, the cars, and you're really gonna have to really get on the bind because you're tightening the corner up. It's finding that right balance of I'm probably too far to the inside at this point. I probably want to be a little bit more still out a little bit, getting to the braking, maybe aiming to get the curving, maybe where that tire bundle gets to the inside. I'm still trying to figure out. Who knows, that curving, the tire bundle on the inside may not even be there with race brakes on. I can't remember. But again, getting down to the brakes, this I still also think is the third gear corner. And it's still, and the other hard part is breaking downhill into the corner. So at best, you might be able to hold the inside. The car might push wide a little bit as if you still have to get to the brakes. If you're still braking at this point, the car may push wide a little bit and try and duck it back in. I'm going to try and hold the inside line. The exit, what I'm trying to spot on exit is two things. You're going to see the end of the curving. And where that lines up is as I'm coming out of that curving, you can kind of see the lonely tree, not the one that's straight ahead, but the one that's the right. That's kind of what I'm trying to spot coming out of the corner to try and get the car to the left side. It's just, again, it's not a direct reference, but it's at least something to get my eyes up getting out of the corner. Ideally, then, you're going to get out of the corner, let the car come to the left, all the way left side, slowly bring it back across to the right, braking for, and Le Musée. It's M-U-S-E with an accent and then another E. So, again, my French is horrible. Le Musée. Le Musée. But turn 5 for the rest of us, for us English speakers. Braking here, so third gear, fourth gear. This I also think I still have a lot of third gear corners here, maybe second gear in traffic. I wasn't paying attention where I was braking, though I think it's right about where you get underneath the gantry. Is a good place to, at least initially, as you're getting up to speed, where you brake in relation to the gantry. You might also look for where it goes from concrete on the barrier to tire bundles on the right side. Nothing much else on the left. So I'll remind myself where I'm braking for turn 5. Again, low production value, not a lot of prep work before I start these. So for turn 5 here, it is, when you look at the track map, you can even see it there. This is the other weird one. It's just kind of this teardrop kind of shape where it is an increasing radius. So I'm going to consider an increasing radius where the entry is the later apex. It's like block my camera with the face. It's a late apex, and it opens up a little bit. But it's always hard for me to figure out where, how far to have the car out, when to turn in. Because you're going to want to get to the curb just past the tire barrier on the inside. But I'm going to try and hold the curb, and what I'm trying to use is the trees on the outside of the circuit to kind of orient, because again, you can't, even at this point, I can't see the exit curving, and the exit is going to be over a little bit of a crown of the road. So I'm kind of using, not quite maybe the last twig of the tree before, just to get my eyes up so I can look out the exit of the corner, and try to balance that with where I'm getting back on the throttle, because you're not going to see the curving until late, and so that is probably horrible. But third gear, I think, is best for this, up to fourth gear, and then heading down to the first of 2 double apex hairpin corners. This one, turn 6, is Garage Vert, V-E-R-T. So I don't know if it's Vert or, do we do more of the Spanish, Vert, but it's more of a B sound. But again, pronunciation's horrible. Deal with it. So it's still going to be probably fourth gear. You might be able to wind it out in fourth. You might pop it to fifth briefly. But for me, the braking for turn 5 is right as you're getting to the kind of the tarmac here on the left side. So I look, green is easy for me to spot. I think, and I think ideally you want to brake. It's a fine line between too close or too far away. It's right about where the green starts. At least that's for me. Again, tune-wise, I'm running 200 brake pressure tune with the and then 540 steering on the wheel. But braking here, this is down fourth or fifth, down to third. And as I said in the outlaps, because this is double apex, if you can hit the hit the apex the first part of this, that's fine. If you're a little bit off of it, that's okay as well. Again, if you're in traffic, you might open yourself up for someone trying to duck on the inside of you. But if you're on your own, if you're a little bit wide of this one, that's fine, as long as you get the second apex again of these two. The second part of this corner leads onto a straight, so that's the more important apex to hit. But even this one, I won't use a lot of curving here. If I use curving at all, still third gear, let the car drift all the way out. I'm probably way too far out, because I think for me, I'm always going to try and keep the second apex in view. And this one, I'm going to abuse curving. I'm going to try and square this up and hit it late and cross it late, so that I'm minimizing how much steering angle I'm going to have in the car as I come off the apex. The less steering I have, the straighter I can get the wheels, I can be a little bit more aggressive on the throttle and not worry about the back tires spinning up and kicking out. So if I do it right, I should be able to get here just off the apex. I should be able to roll full throttle, get back and throttle third gear up to fourth. Again, the outside curving got a bit of noise to it. Just be careful if you get on it. You have too much. If you still have too much steering in it, that might be enough, even in third gear, to upset that left rear tire, get it loose, and then have you kind of careen across the track to the opposite side. So just be careful there. So third gear, fourth gear, maybe fifth gear, heading down the straight, heading down the first two S's. And for this weather condition and with this car, there is no, I don't have, like, I was looking for static resources, static reference points to correlate with or to kind of match up braking line, so that if I can't see the braking line, I got something else that's going to help me tell me where to brake. I haven't found it yet with this car for this corner, and I think at least on the outlaps it was lining up with shadows of from the sun. But again, because the sun sometimes moves a bit, or even then, even for Bugatti day, I think there's at least two different variations of day. This is the more, I think, sunny of the two. I think the other one's a little more overcast. So I'm not sure what, I haven't figured it out yet. I haven't found something, so I am relying on the braking line. Maybe it's the tree there on the left side as that's going out of view. It's one of those, I think, when I get into the mock race and I run a number of laps together and get into a rhythm, then kind of the perception opens up a little bit and then I'll start spotting stuff. So we'll see how that goes. But this one is down, I think this you can do in third, fourth gear. And this is 7, at least on the track map, this is 7 and 8. So 7 to the left and 8. Shimon, I'm not even going to pronounce that. No, 7 and 8. We'll just call it 7 and 8. So again, I'll probably do this on my own. I think I'm going to see if I can do it in fourth. It's all about balance, about carrying momentum through. So on the turn in, I'm going to try and use as much curving as I can, so that I can. And again, for me, it's if you can hit the curving late, it's going to open up turn 8 here onto this next short straightaway. That's, again, it's always more important. For me, 9 times out of 10, I bet you I'm going to carry too much speed in, and the car's going to push a little bit, and it's going to compromise my exit. So that'll be something I'll work on. Something even during the race. If you notice the car in front of you, if they're entering the chicane a little too quick and they're getting over the middle between the two turns, just know that means they might be slow in exit. Set the run up. If you can get the better exit, you might get the run up the inside to turn 9 here. So again, crossover, I'm going to use much of the curving here on the inside. Fourth gear, third gear in traffic, up third, fourth, maybe fifth. So turn 9, this is the second set of S's, 9 and 10. Braking for me for turn 9 is, I'm still kind of using the course condition light as the static reference. So it's going to be probably just as I get to it is where I'll be braking. And I'm going to drop it down third. And the braking line actually is pretty good guidance. You're going to turn in early, hug the inside, come off the curving a little bit, and then bring it back. Again, I'm going to try and keep the car to the right side on exit because, again, it's another S chicane. I'll sacrifice a little bit of of my speed on the first half of this on turn 9, so that I can get set up well for turn 10. Turn 10, third gear. I on my own, I'll probably do it in third. You might try it in second. It's just this one's a little weird, tricky. As you can see, as we're entering in, it kind of crests a little bit, and then it narrows and it crests again. And the exit of this turn is a crest over the crown. So you got to be careful. You got to make sure the car is set before you really get back into the throttle, because it is enough of a crown where it will get the back end a little light. You still got some steering in it. The back end, you'll spin the rear tires up. Still, even in third gear, it's possible to spin the rear tires up and then have that back end kick out. If you're aware of it and you're ready for it, it's a quick flick. Maybe just back out the throttle a bit and roll back in. Just know that can happen. So I'm going to try and late apex this one. out, third gear, braking for the final. And this one is, it's recordement. So I'm going to say recordement. I'm guessing, but again, my French is horrible. I think your seller's French is better than mine. But again, for turn 11, they just call this turn 11. It's another double apex hairpin. Again, using the curving on the left side as the reference, it is your third gear. You might be in second coming out. You might go to third real quick and immediately break back down to second. And much like turn 5, ideally, I'm going to try and clip the curving here on the inside. More often than not, I'll probably miss it. I'm going to let the car, I'm going to try, it's kind of one of those, you probably have to put a little more steering in to get it through the second part of this one, but I'm trying to minimize how much I'm cranking the wheel. I shouldn't have to go crank. It should just be an initial turn in to get through the first part, let the car drift out, probably roll back in the throttle a little bit, then it's a lift of the throttle, and then I might just need to turn it just a little bit more in to get it in the second part, because I think the second part is a little sharper than the first. Got to try and use as much of the inside curving as I can in the second gear. Carefully roll back to the throttle off apex, and do it right. Should be able to be pointing straight, get the second, third, fourth is across the line. So that is La Marca Bugatti in the Ferrari. So let's go ahead and get out of test drive. Usually, yes, I'm going to quit the test drive session now. I think, kind of based off my own initial laps, it's probably going to be about 20 to 21 laps for the race. We'll see where my race timer, sorts itself out at as far as how long it takes me. I do want to, because I've got all these mods I haven't used yet. There's no way I'm running 250 miles an hour. Stay on track for the race, so that'll be the challenge. Maybe I'll do that for the other one. Let's see. Form 2 perfect drafts. Let's see if we can actually get a perfect draft. Yeah, we'll do that one. All right. So, enough about mods. Let's talk about the race. Again, about 21 laps. We'll see where things shake out. Let's go ahead and start race, because I'm going to be sitting on the line for about a minute. So, kind of back to standard format for these for my mock races. I got 70s F1 division starting up front, and even though my car is technically in the same class, again, the driver cars, I'm definitely quicker than them. So, starting about 30 seconds after them is the Forza P2 division. These guys are a little bit closer to the pace I'm going to run. I think I still have. It's still kind of balanced. A couple of them might have straight line on me a little bit. I should still be able to kill them in the corners. I'll start about 58 seconds, and then 2 seconds behind me is going to be the Forza P1 division. These guys are way quicker than I am. So really, initially, it's just like how long can I hold them off? So I get a little defensive driving. Looks like 2 Audis and a Nissan, and that Nissan, huge straight line, but really slow in corners. So let's see where things shake out. Just realized something. I'm going to pause really quick. My lack of preparation. My TV volume was still up a bit. And I don't know if that would get picked up on the mic in addition to the game volume. Let's avoid the stereo stuff. All right. Push. So a lot of times you'll see me, I'll come off the gas, or come off the brake. I'll come off the brakes, but I might just give the throttle just a little bit of a quick hit, and then maybe you're balancing back. For me, it's all about just managing the weight transfer. So again, if I'm under heavy braking, just that quick that quick tap of the throttle is just throw a little bit of weight to the back of the car just to help get the rear settled. Sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's not. So it's just kind of a habit I've gotten into. Again, when you think about vehicle dynamics, the gas, start thinking about your controls as far as what it does to the weight of the car. So you get on the gas, you get on the accelerator, throws the weight to the rear, it makes the front tires a little less grippy. Braking throws the weight to the front, it gives you a lot more grip in the front tires, not so much in the rear. And then obviously steering left and right will shift the weight to the opposite side of the car that you're turning. And all those combinations of gas, brake, and steering will impact the balance of the car through a corner, or getting into a corner, or coming out of a corner. Those who are able to manage the weight of the car better than the others, you go a bit quicker around the corners. We're not race car drivers, we're weight managers. Of course, I'm not a race car driver anyway. At least not in the real world sense. I'm turning in just past the last signboard there for 7 and 8. No, I'm actually braking a lot earlier there than I thought. So ignore what I said in the track guide. I'm braking a little bit before the curbing starts on the left side. A little off. I still carry a little too much speed in there. So either I just got to brake a smidge earlier, or I really got to commit to the brakes. Ooh, that was bad. A little bit of wheel spin back. Braking up the gantry. A little better. A little bit wide. Yeah, so braking over at that last signboard that tells you that you need to go left. It's a little bit late. Just try and salvage that. Yeah, so I'm braking, and I didn't downshift there, but it looks like the best kind of reference for the final chicane is brake right at the blend line pit lane. That's going across the track. That's a little better. You can see how late I'm committing back to full throttle. I'm just kind of respecting the torque of the engine and the lack of grip at the rear. The Mazda P2 car we ran last season. The other thing I've been meaning to do is ever since they demoed what the new Forza AI, how fast they would go at Brands Hatman at Brands, it was Maple Valley in the new game compared to what driver tries to do in this one. Hang on. Been a bit curious, and I know it's not an apples to apples comparison, but I was thinking of hopping on, going back to the models that we raced last season, getting it back to kind of the default homologated tune, and then just see how close to the AI's time in the new Forza game that I can get in the old Forza game. I mean, obviously the physics engines are completely different, but it gives me just kind of an idea of, yeah, Chris, they're saying the driver car is going to be really, really quick and really, really good to race against in the new game, and I'm just kind of curious of, where my pace might be at relative to them. Because I just need things to do. After these tracks, I'm actually surprised. Maybe it's just. I'm actually surprised that that I still. It's not like I'm killing the P1 cars, but I would have thought that they would have still. At least one of them would have kept up with me, but it's like I pulled a couple of seconds on them. Here, just because I'm going to have a really big run here. Look at the final corner. No, that's not going to work. Not a place I would look to surpass. Maybe if it was a last lap, last turn situation, maybe. Definitely got a better run of the chicane, or not the chicane, of the hairpin there. A little bit. Maybe got to run down to Chappelle. The problem is because I'm so close to the AI in that corner, I can't take advantage of my better, speed mid-corner and exit to be able to set the pass up. So sometimes you're like stuck behind somebody. Just try. Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna go. No, I'm not. Try backing off a little bit and get that run out. You're not getting compromised as far as your speed out of the corner compared to the car you're trying to pass. Ooh, a little argy-bargy going on. The runner Hawk has got the big honking turbo and 3 speeds, which means it's going to be probably a little slow out of this corner. I might be able to just get enough acceleration on him to get by. Whoa. Wasn't good. All right, salvage that a little bit. I just took the back tires, protest there a little bit, or just kind of did a little bit of a slide. Just a second, just because I'm. So you gotta be careful. Whoop. I was trying to go for perfect draft and just, that wasn't a perfect draft. He's up a little bit. Yeah, I'm not gonna make it past it here. If I can set something up going down the hill. I'm gonna give me the outside. Up. Oh, I usually say this at least once during these track guides. When it comes to these mock races, you're going to see questionable racecraft, and it's not always the drivatars that I'm talking about. I'm not sure what happened there. I think it's just I got the left side and probably just didn't think maybe moved too far on the inside on. All right. You can pass into that chicane if you get a good run out of the hairpin. It's the same thing with turn 9 there. You get a good run out of the chicane, you might be able to set past there. This final hairpin, yeah, as I said, maybe if it's a last lap, last turn situation, you get a monster run. Cleaner pass that time. Let me hold the inside. Let's see what happens here. Just you can still need to lift a little bit, but it's just the car's not gonna stick as well as the Mazda did from last season. Come on. Was it enough braking there? I'm still trying to look at the trees to kind of say which tree should I be keying off of? Right now, I'm gonna drop it a second. Hey, it's gonna turn in on me a little bit. That's okay. It happens. Alright, so I'm not going to pit this lap. I'm going to pit on end of lap 11. A little bit late there. Alright, so as we go through here, there's one set of trees, break, second, third set. I don't know. Pit lane entry is nope, not going to make that pass. So back up a little early. Pit lane entry is off of turn 10, but I think this one it catches you later than you think it should. So I haven't done this in a while. Let's see what happens. So I'm still going to keep it in third. Let the car come out to the side. And oh, that was bad. Yeah. So don't do that. So when you come out of turn 10 and you aim for it, if you're gonna follow the pit lane entry, you're gonna have to really brake because it is a hairpin. it's not going to catch you until you almost get into the pit lane. It catches at the same place it would if you're doing the full Lamar circuit. So just kind of keep that in mind. Tire barriers may or may not be there. But again, you get a pit entry consistent. You might make up a little bit of time. Now in the race, we're going to use the full pit lane on the inside here. So I'm actually going to. So braking is probably going to be about the same. You're probably going to brake, right about what total sign is, horse condition. Bring it out. And usually what I'll do is I'll just keep it to the inside there. Take the apex, and if I'm not in traffic, I'm back on the racing. Unfortunately, because I can't do race breaks and free play, I can't get a lot of practice on that. So I would say any, pre-race practice for here, practice your pit stops. We're back in last place. We have made our pit stop. I think half of it I'm still doing it third. Give me a perfect draft. This is a perfect draft. Look how perfect this draft is. Denied. I just might not have been close enough. That's probably what the mod is looking for. Let's see if we can make a pass into. He's just able to outbreak me, and I'm trying to be nice. Take a little bit wider entry so I can straighten this up a little bit. Good run there. Might get two. Penske Porsche is a little bit slow. The inside. Back off a little bit here. I'm not gonna force a pass here. We'll be a little bit wider. Maybe get her. Sometimes just taking a slightly wider line, it's just meant to just help give a little bit of a gap to the car in front, so you can kind of gauge where am I quicker. Where can I take advantage? This should be a long enough straight for me to get. Yeah, definitely got it. That's fourth gear. You can do it in fourth. Third might just be more consistent. Oh, I didn't time that right. Ah, maybe you can do it full throttle. I've done a bunch of laps. You might be able to do the Dunlop chicane full throttle. I don't know that there's any great difference. Like, oh, it's worth half a second. It just might be worth a smidge time. But confidence list for the Dunlop curve is not going to hurt you all that much. Ooh, a whole line of cars. The Nissan, it's been so much time pulsing the throttle trying to find grip that it winds up being late getting back to full throttle out of the corner. But watch that, Nissan's gonna just come flying up on us here by the time we get to the Dunlop chicane. Oh, that was almost bad. I wasn't paying as close attention to the cars in front of me as I should have. Second, I got compromised here on the exit. There's the Diesel, he's going to have the inside line, but I'm stuck behind the Lotus. Oh, he spins the Lotus out. Elbows are definitely out now. As I'm going, tank slapper off the track. Because the back end does still want to step out just a little bit. If you get used to it, you can actually, kind of try to use the wheel spin to help rotate the car here and there. Leave a little room for the rattle. I was concerned about racing the P1 cars, and it looks like that Audi and the Nissan pitted early to do the undercut. And it kind of worked. But the question is, can we catch the Audi in front of us? Stay over there, stay over there, stay over there, stay over there. I'm not going to rewind it. That was just me being a tad too aggressive. We've got time. Still traffic in front of us. Probably going to get a little more aggressive on my passes now because I want to make up some of that gap. Because I was stupid. All right, I want to take a look at the Dunlop chicane here. Oh, late. Nope, I won't. I'll get him on the exit. What happened to me at Hockenheim late in the race? I got had a sniff of the lead, and then just got a little too aggressive, getting on the back straight, and dropped the right rear off in the grass, just barely, but enough. It's enough to pitch the car. Kind of the same thing out of this hairpin. It's enough to pitch the car sideways across the track. And it was a quick enough of a snap that there was really no way to recover from it. So just get the car stopped, get it turned around. Come on, get that turbo spooled. Yeah, you can do it full throttle. It's just you will probably need to crank a little more steering into the wheel, just to overcome the understeer. I don't know, full throttle versus the confidence lift and rolling back in. I don't think there's too huge of a difference in pace. You. Gotta make hay here, because once those P1 cars clear, almost did it again. It's because I was dropping second. That's fine. Catch those P1 cars, because once they clear the F1 traffic, they're going to be gone. And I may not have the pace to catch them. I mean, that's the whole intent. Is I want I want cars faster than me, so that at least maybe get a little bit of practice defensive driving, and have wow, maybe I was wrong. I guess the room. I guess those the open top Audi and the Nissan did pit. Hopefully we can catch him at the end of the lap. Third gear. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, third gear out of that hairpin. Runner Hawk's going to be really slow out of the hairpin, so I'm going to crank it to the right. Oh, maybe not. Oh, yeah, slow enough. That's what I was talking about, where you can overdo the entry, completely mess up the chicane. He's just carving his way through traffic. I'm not sure that I'm going to catch him. He's up to second. He's only got one car. She will probably get by that car getting onto the front straight, and he's gone. They can hold him up. Hold him up, hold him up, hold him up. There you go. They hold him up through the chicane. Hold him up through the Dunlop chicane. Oh, don't let him by. Oh, well. Well, let's see if I can catch him. See? Well, it's the last lap. I wasn't even paying attention. I just don't have the acceleration out of the corner. All right, so that's 21 laps at Le Mans Bugatti, and it looks like it's right about 34:42. So it'd probably be a 20-lap race. I'd probably back a lap off of that. In the Ferrari F1 car, I probably had a 31 going. I was almost half second up on that last lap. But anyhow, that's Le Mans Bugatti. Should be a fun race. Again, Bugatti's not one of my most favorite tracks. Maybe at least I don't know that it works well with these higher PI cars. I think it's a lot more fun than when we race and stuff like Ford Falcon or that CRX. I think this circuit's better for those lower class cars, but that's just my opinion. So I'm going to take a break here for a few minutes. I hope you guys are having a good Sunday afternoon, and I'll come back and we'll do the track for Brands Hatch. So talk to you soon. Happy racing.